Welcome back to Weeb Recaps. Today we will be recapping Season 1 of Mob Psycho 100. We are introduced to Arataka Reigen, a fraud who pretends to be an exorcist. He tells his clients that he can solve any supernatural problem, but in reality, he is just an ordinary guy. To help him on his mission, he has a secret weapon. Reigen works with a middle school kid called Shigeo Kageyama. He is also known by his nickname Mob. While Mob looks like ordinary student, he is actually a very powerful psychic. Mob goes and banishes the spirit with his powers. Reigen lies to Mob and makes it seem like the two of them are a team. At the middle school, the telepathy club is in danger of being shut down because there aren't enough members. The remaining members of the club go around the school trying to convince anyone to join, but nobody wants to. Finally, they drag Mob to the club and try to pressure him into joining. The telepathy club leader is a girl called Kuroda, and she begs Mob to join. Reigen wants Mob to be fully focused on his job and not waste time in school. After school, Reigen once again takes Mob with him on another supernatural exorcism. This time they are going to exorcise a spirit that is haunting a private all-girls academy. Mob goes inside to meet the client by himself. They eventually find a ghost that belongs to a dead schoolboy. The ghost is watching a basketball practice game on campus. Mob fights the ghost and manages to defeat it with ease. The ghost tells Mob to enjoy his youth before it ends. Mob finally decides that he will join the telepathy club, but the student council threatens that it will close it down in favor of a body improvement club. This club is his giant athletes that also need a room for their meetings. Mob thinks about how he has always been ashamed of his body, so he decides to join the body improvement club instead. Mob starts to attend special meetings as a full member of the body improvement club. They have daily training and those are very challenging for Mob. The telepathy club are now in a small storage room for school equipment. The members of the club harass Mob and tell him that no matter how hard he tries, he will never be popular at school. Mob is sad to hear that and he goes home. On his way home he thinks about what they said and how he is pathetic. On his way home he meets a woman who has a smiling mask. She tells Mob that with her help she can make him popular at school. The two go to an underground meeting where a cult is gathered. This cult is called LOL and they worship a man who has the power to make anyone smile and laugh. Misato Ichi, a reporter that also goes to the same school as Mob, gets involved with the cult. The leader of the LOL cult is called Dimple. It is revealed that Dimple is actually in spirit that has possessed a man. The spirit attacks Mob and they fight. Mob unlocks a 100% of his powers and unleashes his psychic power, exorcising Dimple. Mob's powers all free every member of the cult that has been brainwashed. Delinquents who attend Mob's school start a turf war with another school. These gang members then decide to defeat Teruki Teru Hanazawa. Teru doesn't look that dangerous, but he manages to beat every delinquent with ease. He also beats the delinquent leader of Mob's school. This boy is called Tenga Onigawara. Tenga decides to recruit the members of the Body Improvement Club in his gang. The members turn him down as they have no interest in fighting. Mob has been struggling because the weakened spirit of Dimple has been harassing him non-stop. Mob is then captured by the delinquents from the Black Vinegar School. Body Improvement Club comes after Mob and they do defeat the delinquents, but when they face off Teru, even they lose. Teru also has psychic abilities just like Mob. Teru attacks him without mercy, but Mob doesn't want to fight him as Mob never uses his psychic powers to hurt another human. Teru starts to become more brutal in his attacks against Mob, who is not defending himself. Dimple tries to defend Mob, but Teru exorcises him with ease. Teru chokes Mob even harder, which causes Mob to activate his 100% power and destroys the entire school. Teru promises to act more like Mob and to change. After the destruction is over, Mob feels sad about what he has done. Using his powers he repairs the damage that he has caused. Mob's brother Ritsu Kageyama is followed by several people who are interested in his brother and him. Ritsu later goes to a psychic research institute that is called Awakening Lab. There he meets subjects, but all of them barely have any psychic abilities. Later in the day, by accident, Ritsu bends a spoon with his mind. He then sees the ghost Dimple, who is seemingly still alive. It is revealed that Ritsu also has powers like his brother Mob. Ritsu talks to Dimple and starts to learn more about his powers. Because he has powers, Ritsu decides to use them to his own benefit. Ritsu starts to realize that his powers are growing at a fast pace. Dimple is guiding him as well, and with that eventually Ritsu runs into Teru. Ritsu is no match for Teru, who already has a lot of experience with his powers. Later Ritsu finds gang members from another middle school in an alley. He then uses his powers to beat them up. Mob arrives to see his brother using his powers. Mob is happy that he is no longer alone as Ritsu also has powers. A man called Keita Koyama approaches the two brothers. He tries to kidnap Ritsu and hurts him in the process. Mob, seeing this, goes berserk and unleashes his powers, almost overwhelming Koyama. Koyama uses a cursed spray on Mob and knocks him out. Koyama escapes, but Ritsu is also missing. Meanwhile, Yusuke Sakurai goes into the Awakening Lab and kidnaps several subjects that are there. Teru talks to Mob and Dimple and reveals that Ritsu was kidnapped by members of the organization called Koyama of Claw. This is an organization of criminals who are also psychic. They want to dominate the world and they have kidnapped several other kids with psychic powers. Koyama and Sakurai take Ritsu and other kidnapped kids to the Claw hideout. Ritsu with the other kids is being held in a cell where they are questioned by Claw members. Mob and Teruki with Terada go to the base of operations. Mob and Teruki infiltrate the base but are found by the Scars. The kids all join the escape with Kaido. Dimple possesses one of the Claw soldiers and stops several other Claw members. The kids while escaping meet with Ritsu and Sho. Ritsu tells them to go on without him. Mob finds Ritsu beaten and knocked out. Mudo tries to attack both of them but Mob activates 100% and attacks Mudo's mind. Reigen has been tracking Mob's location by using his phone GPS. He finally finds his way to the Claw hideout. There the guards are still guarding the entrance to the base. When they try to stop Reigen but he convinces them that he is really the leader of the Claw. Reigen helps the kids escape while Mob, Teru and Ritsu are trapped in a cursed room that doesn't allow them to escape. Reigen finally arrives and sets them free from the room. While they are trying to escape they are confronted by Ishiguro, the leader of the 7th Division, as well as Scars Sakurai, Murakai and Matsuo. Reigen then learns that Mob broke his promise to not use his powers on humans. Teru and Ritsu fight against the Scars and Mob is conflicted. On the one hand he wants to save his friends but Reigen is telling him to run away. Mob then tries to go 100%. Reigen tells him that this is not the way. Reigen tells Mob that if he kills these people he will suffer and hate himself. Mob remembers when he and Reigen first meet. Reigen helped him gain control of his powers for the first time. Mob never forgot that. In the present, Sakurai attacks and hurts Reigen. This sends Mob into a rage and he goes 100% power. Reigen survives the attack and it's revealed that Rain's words to Mob created a transfer of power. Mob has transferred his powers to Reigen for a limited amount of time. Reigen then fully powers up and fights his enemies. Reigen embarrassed all the Scars, shaming them for thinking they are better than others. Muraki and Sakurai, two of the Scars, feel shame and realize their actions. Ishiguro recovers and rejects Rain's arguments and claims that all psychics are above humanity. Mob tells Ishiguro that physic powers don't make you popular. Sho arrives and takes down Ishiguro. The battle has come to an end and the kids return to their normal life. Mob and Reigen go on another supernatural hunt, this time hunting the mythical Tsuchinoko. Reigen stops the mission to gather mushrooms. Mob manages to exorcise the spirit all on his own. Thanks for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. See you all next time.